Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to create an iOS plugin to display PDFs using PDFKit in Godot Game Engine. So let's get started. Like PDFKit is a built-in library in iOS from Apple, so it reduces a lot of our work. So let's get started. The only thing which I will tell you beforehand is that it is very difficult, at least from my knowledge, to embed PDF in an existing Godot screen. So the output which I will show you is in that I will just click on a button and it will open a separate screen which is a view controller in iOS for our Godot game. So be careful with this before proceeding with this tutorial. Currently I couldn't find any documentation on Godot on how to embed an existing iOS view inside a Godot game screen. So let's get started. So here I have created this work folder in which I had practiced before showing the tutorial, so that I don't waste lot of your time. So just follow along. Ignore this work folder. So inside your workspace directory, just create a folder called my workspace. You can name it whatever you feel like. And here I have created some helpful steps so that I can follow it. Now to create an iOS plugin, firstly you need to install Python on your Mac, and you would require a Mac for iOS, otherwise it won't work. Then you can install Xcode from the Apple App Store, use the latest version. Then you also need scones. So to install scones you require homebrew. You can just search for homebrew if you don't have it installed, and then you can just run this command inside your terminal, brew install scones. It will install scones for you, because this is the build system which Godot uses, something like CMake. I'm not really good at this. Next, here we have created our workspace folder. Okay, then inside that we have to create a folder called plugin. Now follow what I am exactly doing, otherwise it might cause you a lot of issues. Then at the time of me recording this video, I am using Godot 4.2.2, but if you are using higher version, be careful. I mean, it will definitely work. So the next thing which you have to do is you will have to clone the Godot source code from GitHub. So just open your terminal and you will have to cd to this particular plugin folder which we have created. So this, open your terminal, cd to the plugin folder which you have created, and then run this command. But here you will just have to change the version depending on what Godot engine you are using. So I'm using Godot 4.2.2, that's why I'm using this one. I already have it cloned inside my practice project, so I'll just copy paste it inside my plugin because it takes a lot of time. Then once the Godot source code has been cloned, you will have to cd to the Godot folder. So this one which is still been copied, and then you will have to run this particular command. Now this might take little bit of time. This takes a lot of time, not little bit, takes a lot of time. It generates some iOS headers for us, so you will have to run this particular command. Now the Godot code, like the Godot folder which I am copying, already have I have already ran this particular command, so I already have the necessary headers file for iOS. That's why I don't need to run this again. But if you're if you're cloning it for the very first time, you will have to run this particular command as well. Okay, then you will have to open Xcode. So I'll quickly open Xcode. Okay, Xcode is taking little bit of time. Okay, so I'll quickly close my existing project. Sorry about this. Okay, so here is our Xcode. Just click on create new project, and here next you will have to select iOS, select static library, click next. Here you can give it whatever name you want. So I'll just give it as PDF viewer. Language should be Objective-C. Change the organization identifier and team to whatever you want. Click next, and I will just navigate to my plugin folder which we have just created. So I'll just go to the plugin and I'll click on create. Now it creates few file for us. The first important thing is go to this PDF viewer, change the deployment target to whatever minimum iOS version you are using for your game. So for me I will just keep it as 16.0. This is fine for me. You can but do remember this number, because we will be using this in other place as well. Alright, then I'll just go to my source code. We need to copy few files, so I'll just open this arithmetic module.h, module.mm. We require this hm. Okay, so firstly we'll have to create a module file. So I'll just create that. So I'll just right click, new file, header file, and we'll name it as PDF viewer underscore module. Okay, and I'll click on create. Next we have to create an Objective-C file as well. So I'll right click, Objective-C file, next, click create. Okay, then firstly I'll just copy paste this code. Don't worry about it. We really don't need to understand this. This is like boilerplate code which you have to write every single time you are creating an iOS plugin for Godot. So here I'll just rename this with PDF viewer, because that's what our static library name is. So change the name to whatever name you have given for your static library, PDF viewer. Okay, so this is done. All right, next here is our Objective-C++ file. So I'll copy it, change the extension to .mm, Objective-C++, also for this as well. Again I'll come back to this and I'll paste it over here. Again we'll have to change everywhere the arithmetic with PDF viewer. So I'll just change it over here, over here as well, but here P should be capital. Over here as well, P should be capital. And copy this PDF viewer over here, but here P should be small. Copy this over here as well as over here. Again don't worry about all this, this is like boilerplate code. So again I'll just change all these names to PDF viewer. Okay, so this is done. Next, so I have done with these two files. Next we have to create this header file. Copy paste all this code. Again I'll just copy paste it, Control C, and I'll paste it over here. Again I'll copy this PDF viewer. So ignore this second view controller and third view controller for now. I will come back to this. But here firstly we'll have to change all these names. So again this is mostly boilerplate code, PDF viewer. Do Control C, and here also I will do Control V. I'll copy this. Okay, here I will do Control V, but P should be capital, so I'll just copy this. I'll copy it over here as well. And here I have defined two methods, so one called open PDF, second one is called open second PDF. So I wanted to show two ways to you. Suppose if you have a static PDF file which you are bundling with your Godot project, so for that we will use this method open PDF. For that you will just need to pass the file name. And this second PDF, suppose if your PDF file is located on a server, so for that we will just pass the URL. Again ignore this name, here we will just pass the URL, but you can change it to URL or whatever name. So you can use either one of these methods depending on what exactly you want to do, but I wanted to show both to you. Okay, so again here I will change it at PDF viewer over here as well. Rest everything is fine. Then I'll go back to this. I'll copy some code from this file and I'll paste it inside over here. Okay, I'll copy this. Here we'll have to change PDF viewer. Again this is boilerplate code, ignore that. And here again I'll replace arithmetic with PDF viewer over here as well, over here, then here as well as over here, then here, over here as well. So if you want to send some signal from this native iOS plugin side to Godot side, you can use something like this, but in this case it didn't make any sense to me because we are just displaying a PDF. But in your case it might be little different. I have a lot of tutorials on how to send data from iOS plugin side to Godot side as well. You can watch that. That's why I've commented this out. I'm not really using it. And here we are registering our two methods, so the name should be same what you have defined it inside your header file. So open PDF and open second PDF, and here I'll just name this as something like this. Okay, and here we have to create this open PDF as well as open second PDF. Again, I'll change the name arithmetic to PDF viewer. So I'll quickly explain you what we are doing. So first one is for static PDF, right? So once we get the name, we convert it to NS string. That's what Objective-C understands. Now we want to launch a new view controller. In iOS, when you are launching a new screen, that's called a view controller. Screen is basically a view controller. Now to launch a screen, we have to get hold of our root view controller. So that's what this particular all code is about. Okay, again, this is boilerplate code, so don't worry too much about it. So once we get hold of our root view controller, then we are creating object of second view controller. Now I have not created files for second view controller. I will create that shortly. But the second view controller, once it is initialized, it takes a PDF URL. So here we are passing this URL data, and model presentation style is full screen. Change it to whatever you feel like, and then we are just launching that second view controller. Similarly for second PDF as well, we are getting changing this name to URL data. This would be actually a URL, like a server URL where your PDF is located. Then we just do URL data. Then again we get hold of our root view controller. Then we launch this third view controller, which we haven't created yet. I will show you that shortly as well. That also takes a PDF URL, and we pass our URL data, and then we just launch our root view controller. Okay, now why there are two view controllers, you might be asking, like this second view controller and third view controller. So second view controller is because suppose if you actually I explained a little wrong. So here this open PDF, this will take both normal static PDF as well as PDF which is stored on a server, and this also will take a static PDF and one which is stored on server. Okay, so sorry about the confusion. Now why I have created these two methods is, for open PDF I am launching this second view controller, and in second view controller I want to just display the PDF. Like it will have the default feature of PDF, like scrolling and zoom in, zoom out, all that stuff. But wanted to so some of you don't need all the fancy features of PDFKit. That's why okay, so many of you won't require the fancy feature of PDFKit, like you just want to display a PDF and that's it. That's why I have created this second view controller. But for this third view controller, we will have some extra features like displaying thumbnail of each and every page. Then there is this search functionality for PDF as well. That's why choose whatever you want. If you want to just display a simple PDF, ignore this. You don't need all this stuff and you don't have to create this third view controller. But if you want some extra stuff or are curious about it, then just follow along with the third view controller as well. Okay, so your choice. Next we will just create this files. So I'll just right click, new file. First we need a header file for second view controller. I'll just quickly create it. Then again right click, we need an Objective-C file. We don't need Objective-C++ because there is no Godot code install like Godot code included, normal Objective-C iOS code. Then we have to create header file. Again your choice if you want to follow along with the third view controller, because it will have that search functionality as well as the thumbnail one. And here I will create an Objective-C file as well. Okay, so now you might be understanding that why I included this two header files of second and third view controller. If you are not using third view controller, or if you are not using second, remove this, because we want to get access to second and third view controller inside this particular this Objective-C file. That's why the header was included. Now coming to second view controller, I'll just copy paste the code. So here I'll just copy paste it. So here we are just importing UIKit as well as PDFKit. It is a UI view controller. This PDF URL we will get it from this PDF URL file, and here we are displaying this PDF view which is default from this PDFKit itself, which will help us to display the PDF. Okay, next I'll go to the implementation. I'll quickly copy it and explain it to you. So here we are firstly importing the header file, then we are creating view did load. So as soon as our screen is getting loaded, we are creating a PDF view, and here we are just resizing it to resize it to fit properly to the screen, and here we are creating our PDF view. I have created one toolbar as well because we want to give the back button so that user can go back to the previous screen of Godot. That's what all this functionality is. And here we are just doing some NS layout constraints, like basically telling the UI views where you want to be placed. So that's what this is. Okay, so yeah, and here once we get the URL, what I'm basically checking, if it is an HTTPS, that means it is from a server, then use this particular code. If not, then that means you have hard coded your PDF inside your application itself. Then we just need this. In here PDF URL means the actual PDF name. Okay, so little confusing variable name, sorry about that. So that's what this logic is, and once we have that, we just use PDF document and assign it to our PDF view, and this is the back button functionality. So yeah, pretty simple stuff. Then coming back to our third view controller, so I'll just copy paste the third view controller as well over here, paste it over here. So again here, given that we have little more functionality, the steps remains the same. Here we have to extend this delegate as well because of the search and the thumbnail and all that stuff. And here we have added this thumbnail, search bar, outline, and UI toolbar as well. Here I have created this UI toolbar inside the header file because it needs to be accessed from outside code as well. That's why here I didn't create it, because I can directly use the toolbar over here. Again, if you're not able to understand, that's fine. Don't worry too much about it. So I'll copy paste it over here, and I'll paste the third view controller. So here we are we are creating our toolbar which has the back button, all that stuff, and we are doing NS layout constraints. Then here we are setting up our PD. So this is the back button functionality. Okay, so in case if you want to copy, just pause the video and copy paste all this code. Also, I think, yeah, okay, fine. So here so here we are setting up all this stuff. Then here we are setting up our PDF view. Use whatever you feel like, whatever makes sense to you. Here we are setting up our thumbnail view. Here we are setting up our search bar. Like, one thing I have noticed, that the search doesn't work for me. I'm not sure if I've done anything wrong, but if it works for you, do let me know in the comments. I'll show you the output as well in the end. And here the same logic, if it is a server URL, then use this particular code. If not, then your PDF is bundled inside your application, so use this. And here you can see we are creating our URL, and here then we are setting up our constraints, given that there are a lot more things over here. So we have this top anchor. So here we are first want the toolbar, then the search bar, and the thumbnail should be at the bottom, or you can change the position to whatever you feel like. And here is our actual PDF view. And here we are overriding this method. So in case if you are interested, like what page the user is on, or has he changed the scale factor, document data unlock, all that stuff, you can implement. Like, you can check the documentation for it. I haven't gone much into it, but yeah. And this is for UI search bar delegate. Okay, so this is all. Let me quickly check if I left arithmetic. This is just to check if I have. Okay, yeah, this is fine. These are just logs, so I'll just change this as PDF viewer. Okay, so this is fine. All right, let's go to the next step. Okay, I'll close everything. So we are done with this. Okay, we are done with this. We are done. Okay, next we'll have to go to build settings. So go to your project, go over here, build settings, search for header search path. Okay, I'll just scroll down header search path, and okay, not this one, I guess this one, yeah, header. Okay, it is more or less the same. Then I'll go back to our project. I'll go back, oh, not this one, this is our project. Go to Godot, go to platform, iOS, and here just right click on any of this file, click on get info and copy this where the location. Okay, just double click on this, click on this plus button and paste it over here. Okay, so this is done now. Okay, now you can just close your Xcode. Okay, so the next step is, once Xcode is closed, you will have to go to your PDF viewer. What you will have to do is, you will just have to take this and drag and drop one step ahead, and then open this, and again just drag and drop this one step ahead, then just delete this empty PDF viewer folder. So your structure should be something like this. I'm not sure why we do this, but if you don't do this, your project build won't work. All right, then we have to create an .gdip file. So I already have it. I'll just copy paste it, but we'll have to make few changes. So I'll paste it over here, and here we'll change the name to PDF viewer. So that's what our plugin name is. Okay, I will open it in VS Code, and here again we'll have to change the name, PDF viewer, and over here as well PDF, but P should be small. Okay, and here also we'll have to change those names, PDF viewer, and over here as well. Then we don't need all this stuff. Okay, we only need PDFKit. Okay, let me check how PDFKit is spelled so that I don't make any mistake. So I'll just quickly open my second view controller. Okay, PDFKit. So I'll just copy paste it over here. That's what all we need: UIKit framework and PDFKit. We don't require any permission. Alright, so this is fine. So we have created this .gdip file. Next is so we have to create an sconce file. Now this file is really large, so you can visit this particular URL to get a template of it, but we will have to make few changes. So I already have it. So as construct file, sorry. So I'll just paste it inside my plugin folder again, and here I will open it. Firstly, search for arithmetic. Okay, instead of arithmetic we have to write PDF viewer. Okay, then again I'll just search for arithmetic. So here also PDF viewer, here PDF viewer, and here PDF viewer. Okay, there is no more arithmetic inside my file. Then if you remember, I told you to remember the minimum deployment target. I have kept it as 16, right? So make sure you use the same version over here as well as over here. Okay, so this is done. So I'll just scroll down. Then we have to create a bin folder inside our plugin. Then we have to run this particular command. Now this command is for release debug. Okay, so I'll copy it and I'll paste it over here. Now what basically this will do is, it will create a .a file inside the bin folder. In case if you have any error inside your code, it will give you. Okay, the first issue is this should not be arithmetic, this should be PDF viewer. So I'll quickly change the name. In case if you have error inside your code, it will tell you what error you have, so this is helpful. Okay, so here you can see it has created this .a file for us. Next we'll have to create one Godot project. So I'll quickly create one Godot project. So I'll just name it as my Godot project. I will browse desktop samples, Godot, my trial, my workspace. So I'll just create it outside the plugin folder, and I'll click on create folder, create and edit. Okay, Then we will have to create folder called iOS. Inside that we'll have to create a folder called plugin. So sorry, this is my Godot project, right? So create a folder called iOS. Inside that we'll have to create a folder called plugins with an S. Then we will have to copy the .gdip file and .a file. So I'll go back to my plugin, copy the .gdip file, go to Godot project, iOS plugins, I'll paste it over here. Then again go back to plugin, I'll go to bin and copy the .a file. I'll go to my Godot project, iOS plugins, I'll paste it over here. Now we'll have to quickly change the name of our .a file. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this PDF viewer and I'll name it as PDF viewer.a. okay, so this is how it should look like. Then name, okay, then we'll have to go to our Godot project, go to project, export, add iOS, click on this fix import, add your app store team ID. If you don't know how to get your app store team ID, you can visit this particular URL, it will help you, and give it some bundle identifier. So I'll just give it as com.myawesome Godot game. Basically it should be your company name com.company name your app name or your game name, so don't use anything random. Then also I'll enter my app store team ID later on, but you should enter it now. Also inside your plugin you should see this PDF viewer, make sure you check it. Okay, I'll close this for now. Then I'll quickly create a 2D scene. I will save it, save, I will run it so that our current scene is selected. Okay, then I will just add 2 buttons. So we have 2 methods, right? That's why I'm adding 2 buttons. So I'll just add it over here and I will just copy paste, quickly name it as first PDF. First PDF will open the second view controller and the second PDF will open the third view controller. Alright, now I'll attach one script to this and I'll go back to our button and add this pressed signal as well to our script and over here as well. Okay, now again I'll open my this folder. I will just copy paste some code. Okay, so firstly we require all this stuff, so I'll just copy paste it. So here instead of arithmetic again we'll have to write PDF viewer over here, over here, over here. If you are sending some signals you will have to connect that to that signal as well, but I'm not, so I'll just ignore that. And here we'll have to name it as PDF viewer over here as well. Okay, then on button click you can use something like this. So I'll just do something like this and here I'll do something like this. So I'll show you the output twice. So for the first output I will just load this PDF from my server. So it is, I have just uploaded one file to Firebase, but you can use your own server or whatever you feel like. I will show the sample like how to integrate a static PDF later on. So for now I will just show it to you for network URL. Okay, so also before exporting your project, while running, make sure you run it on a real device, otherwise again it will cause a lot of issues. I couldn't figure it out for simulator. Here I will create one more folder called my awesome iOS, so that our exported project is inside this particular folder. Okay, so again you will have to open your export dialog and just click on export project. I will just go back to this my awesome iOS folder and I'll click on save. Now again this will take little bit of time, so be patient. Once the export is done I'll come back. Okay, so my export is done, so you should see something like this. Once this is done, you can just go to your iOS folder and double click on this Xcode proj file. It will open it in Xcode. Once it is open in Xcode, you can just click on your project and go to targets. Here make sure you select your team, because for running it on real device you will need one team, and this team should match the same for which you have entered the App Store team ID inside your Godot project. So I'll quickly select my team inside Xcode, and I will run my application and show you the output. Okay, so as you can see, this is the output. So I'll just click on this first button, and here you can see this has opened the PDF inside our second view controller. Sorry, this is some Xcode issue. My connection got disconnected, but anyways, this is fine. So here you can see I'm able to see this particular PDF on my iPad, and I can click on the back button to go back to the previous screen. And if I click on the second PDF, it will open the third view controller, but again this PDF is located on network URL. So here you can see there is this search option as well, where you can search anything in the PDF. Again, I couldn't get that search option to work, but if you have any if you are able to figure it out, do let me know in the comments. Also at the bottom you are able to see the thumbnails, so if you click on those thumbnails, you should be able to redirect it to the appropriate page. Now coming back to how to integrate a static PDF. So for that, again we'll have to go back to our Godot project, and we'll just close this, and here we'll just comment this out, and instead of that I will again use this method, but here you will have to change the name to whatever your PDF name is. So I will integrate a PDF called sample, so I'll just change this arithmetic to PDF viewer. Okay, so for both of this I will use a PDF called sample. So again I'll export the project because I have changed the code. So I'll just quickly click on export. Okay, use version on disk. Okay, next I have this particular PDF inside my local, so this sample PDF, and I will just drag and drop it inside my exported project, and make sure all these checkboxes are checked, which I have, and I'll just click on finish. Is the export done? I think the export is still not done from Godot. Let's see if this disappears or if it still says. Okay, so export is done now. Okay, so it is still there. So this is the sample PDF, and I'll quickly run my application again just to show it to you that it does work. Okay, so here are our buttons, and if I click on the first, here you can see this is the sample PDF. This is for the third view controller. So yeah, be careful, like every time you export, this particular PDF will disappear, so you will have to manually drag and drop it. Yeah, apart from it, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.